Hey guys, how's it going? It's 8-Bit Eric. We're going to talk about Splatoon 3. Just came out. Been looking forward to it. It was one of the few Nintendo Switch games coming out this year that I was most excited for. It was one of my most anticipated games. Generally, I like Splatoon. I've played all three of the games in the past. Splatoon 2, I unfortunately didn't get to play it as much. So I was kind of bummed once, they stopped doing the new Splatfest and things of that nature on it. But when they announced Splatoon 3, I was like, alright, I promise I'm going to sink my teeth into Splatoon 3 and play it as much as I can compared to Splatoon 2. So if you played a Splatoon game in the past, you play as some squid kids. There's an Inkling boy, Inkling girl. You're in a town hub setting. This time Splatville looks a little bit more, I guess, like Bangkok, China. Has like a little bit more of an Asian theme to it. It's much more bigger. There's a different variety of different stores that you can customize your Inkling. You can get headbands, you can get shoes, shirts. There's even a general store that allows you to customize your locker. Yeah, they have lockers in this game that are in the lobby area. The meat and potatoes of Splatoon has always been the multiplayer, most notably Turf War, which Turf War, you just, whatever respective color of ink that your team is, you cover the flat surfaces as much as possible within the allotted time, and your team will win. Your clothes, your headgear, your shoes have certain power-ups. These could be anything from stealth jumps to, being, I guess, ink resistant and other things like that. As you level up, each unique piece of gear you have gains XP as well as your weapon, which allows abilities to be added to them, making your squid kid or your Inkling a little bit more stronger, a little bit more adept, gives you a competitive advantage. Luckily with Splatoon, as far as other games that are similar like this, there's no microtransactions. There's no having to go and buy battle passes or buy gift cards or buy different type of currency like how Fortnite has V-Bucks and Warzone has CP points. There's nothing. It's all unlockable through the game. So if you've never played a Splatoon game, you don't have to worry about microtransaction crap. Aside from maybe having to go buy like an amiibo, which amiibos are completely optional, but they are functional on here. You can go and good luck if you find them, go and use them, or you can use the Inklings that came out in the past. Now, in addition to this, one big change they did was Salmon Run. Salmon Run was a type of gameplay mode on Splatoon 2 that was introduced, but it was only scheduled for limited times. You weren't able to play it all that you want. Well, fortunately in Splatoon 3, it's available all the time. They're still going to have big time, like Salmon Run events that are scheduled ahead of time. But if you want to run a 4-player Salmon Run, you could do that at any moment's notice. And this is actually a really fun deviation from the online multiplayer or even the single player campaign, which we'll get to in a minute. It is a interesting type of horde mode. So basically you take on a set number of waves where there's different opponents that come out, and you have to get these salmon eggs that the big salmonoid bosses drop within the allotted time. It's actually kind of fun. It's like Splatoon's version of zombies in a small way, and it's really action packed. And again, like I said, it's very different from the online multiplayer aspect, which with online it's more turf wars and different types of modes like that. Salmon Run brings a fresh new outlook. In fact, this feels like a whole entirely different game on its own because it focuses on defeating the hordes and waves of enemies, grabbing those eggs and taking them to the basket in the middle. Each round you get a random weapon, so you have different strategies and stuff. You might get weapons that you're better at or weapons that you're worse at, and it makes it a nice little challenge. And it's a quick arcade-like type of gameplay, honestly. Now, I did mention we have a single-player campaign, and this one they did it a little bit more different. In the past, all the other single-player campaigns on Splatoon felt a little bit like a tutorial, which the beginning of this one kind of does. But after that, you're brought into a hub that has like 6 different islands that have different levels on them that you go and you explore, and you clear out the ink the fuzzy ink that is all over these islands. And as you progress, you gain more abilities, you upgrade your character, you get better skills that make your character a lot more adept to the situations, because there are some challenging levels, there's challenging gameplay mechanics that I definitely like, because you really don't get to take advantage of some of the mechanics that are in online multiplayer as much as you do in the solo campaign. They have a real good creative stage design, actually. On my stream last night, I was like, man, a lot of these would feel like amazing Super Mario like stages. And for some reason, I always have this hankering that Splatoon originally was conceived as a possible Super Mario game, and then they changed it to Inklings and stuff. Could you imagine if Mario had the Inkling abilities like in a game? As a matter of fact, they should just do a crossover. But anyways, the solo campaign levels are all range from different things like survive a minute, defeat the enemy, don't use as much ink, watch out for this, destroy the target. So each stage has different objectives. There's a fresh amount of variety, fresh amount of exploration on the map hub as well, because you'll find secret items that unlock for your locker, or food tickets and things of that nature that help upgrade your character overall, that transfer over into the online and vice versa. But it was a nice deviation. The boss fights are fucking awesome as well in the solo campaign. So a lot of people want to know, the main question I kept getting asked last night is, Eric, does Splatoon 3 hold up better than Splatoon 2, or is it the same? Does it feel like a DLC? I gotta tell you guys, there's some quality of life improvements, most notably Salmon Run being able to be played at any time, the campaign being a little bit more fleshed out and better, and the online mode is just as solid as ever. I love how much better Splatoon 3 feels compared to like when Splatoon 1 first started, and it just felt like something was missing. Now they're starting to actually get it. I think there is enough here for your money, for your buck. A lot of people are like, why couldn't they just make it an expansion or some DLC for Splatoon 2? It's been 5 years since the last Splatoon. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. In regards to online multiplayer, they did add a little bit of stuff, like you have catalog XP now that goes kind of like a battle pass. So as you progress, not only does your equipment or your character level up, but you get a catalog level up too. So it gives you a lot of unlockables and a lot of incentive. And again, next to no microtransactions on here. So it is a solid game. I feel for $60, it's not half bad, especially with the variety of content that you can get here. I would have liked maybe a little bit more, maybe one or two more different types of modes, like a battle royale mode would have been cool, but you know, this ain't Fortnite. Now, there is a new ranked series types of match now that I remember it. It's Anarchy series. There's open and the series mode, and basically this is the ranked matches. You play stuff like Splat Zone and Blitz Zone or Blitz mode. It's different from the Turf War, and this is where the ranked matches are. You bet like rank points and you gain the rank stuff. It's like best 3 out of 5 and then you're out. Honestly, I tried a little bit of the Anarchy series and some of the modes are kind of fun, but I just like Turf War the most. That's the one that I find to be the most appealing. It's all right. I really don't focus on the Anarchy series. It's just not my thing. I'm more of a regular match battle type of guy with Turf War or a Salmon Run type of guy. But either way, everything in this game does hold up. It's nice and colorful. It looks great. I mean, taking a look at the footage that I captured, I was like, wow, this really is the best Splatoon looking game. I don't play with gyroscope controllers, but you can use gyroscope controls to aim. I turn those off. So basically, if you played Splatoon 2 and you liked it, you're going to enjoy this, especially with the option to do certain modes whenever you want. Now, they had one Splatfest, which was the world premiere. I don't know when the rest are scheduled, but I am looking forward to constantly coming in, checking out what shoes, shirts, headbands are out there, because I've already bought everything. Games like this literally suck me in, so I'm like, oof. And I had no problem playing online with friends either. I played with RGT85 and Gilly the Kid. You can drop in if you see that their match is joinable. You just wait kind of calmly in the lobby and then push A when it's ready. You can pop in and out. So the online does feel like it's a bit stable. The one complaint that I have about this game is that if anybody drops out of the match, it ends the whole match for everybody. So let's say you're in the middle of a round, your team is crushing it, you're killing it, you're about to get the freaking dub, and then somebody either loses their connection or rage quits, it ends the whole match. Nobody gets XP, and it's so incredibly frustrating. It kept happening to me last night during my live stream, and I absolutely hated it. So they need to get rid of that. Other than that, I think if I was to rank this on the 8BE game grading scale, I'd give Splatoon 3 a solid 8.5. I can't wait to see what they do with it in the future. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.